Hi Leo, it's Viv and welcome to your week ahead reading for the 16th to the 22nd of July 2018. I'm using the Modern Spellcasters Tarot, and that's by Melanie Marquis, and it's an 8-card spread, so one card for the overall energy for the week and then one card for each day of the week, Monday through Sunday. So we kick off the week, or the overall energy for the week rather, is the Lovers card. This could be to do with a romantic interest. This card often comes up in soulmates readings and twin flames readings. So it could be to do with a special person in your life, or it could be to do with an aspect of yourself that you are integrating, that you are accepting, and you are, the energy is that you are learning to love yourself. It could also be something to do with something that you feel very passionate about, so something that is like an altruistic pastime, something that you are doing for the good of humanity that is really important to you. Whatever it is though, the overall feeling is that there is, whenever we feel passionate about something, whenever we put our hearts and soul into something, when we give our hearts to somebody, there's always the risk that we can get hurt and disappointed, but that there is a choice in that every moment of every day we have the choice to show up and love anyway, love everything as it is anyway, even though it could be a tremendously difficult situation, like a roller coaster of emotions that we're going through. The challenge is, or the invitation is, to love what is, to love ourselves exactly as we are, to love the situation that we find ourselves in exactly as it is. As we start the beginning of the week, there's a feeling of something being hidden, something, there's a feeling of mystery. So perhaps this is you that's keeping something hidden, maybe your feelings, your true feelings from somebody else, you're keeping something back, you're staying very reserved, or this is somebody around you. Whatever, it could be that you or the person that you're connecting with is really trying to get a feel for the situation and trying to intuit, or trying to get some kind of psychic information. It feels like they're feeling this book as if they were reading Braille or something, that they're picking up the messages and feeling the messages through their fingertips. Because their face is covered and they can't see the true reality, and so they're trying to get a feel for it instead. So this may be you may be keeping something under wraps and not sharing all of yourself, and you're staying reserved. It could be somebody around you, and you're trying to pick up the truth of the situation. It could also point to an idealised version of what a great job looks like, or what a great home looks like, or what a great partner looks like, what a good relationship or a great relationship looks like. So it could point to that, but I'm drawn to this kind of, something being hidden and somebody else trying to get a feel for the true situation. I think what's being hidden is just how deeply upset someone is feeling, and you might have an inkling, you might intuitively pick up on this depth of feeling. This is either you or somebody connected with you, but somebody, either you or the person that you're connecting with, is feeling very upset, heartbroken. They could be feeling that there's a level of unfairness in this situation. Perhaps it's something that they've dedicated their lives to, that hasn't worked out exactly as they were hoping or expecting, and this is a real sort of burning issue for them, you know. It could be that somebody has heartburn, so there's a physical sensation of heat and discomfort around their heart. But it could be what's being hidden is the depth of feeling of upset, of unfairness, of betrayal, perhaps, that somebody has about a particular situation. As we move through the week, we get to the Nine of Pentacles here, and the Nine of Pentacles on the surface looks like a really good card, because the garden in the background is very well stocked, it's blooming, things are growing, it looks very well ordered and organised. There's a wall here that's been very carefully built, and the figure here is leaning on the wall. There's a feeling of security and stability here, there's a feeling of great practicality here that is reaping rewards. However, I'm looking at the look on her face, and I'm also looking at the hood over the squirrel's head there, and she looks bored, and it feels like there is something missing, that the what's the word, that the full potential of the situation isn't being realised, that there is a level of dissatisfaction here. And there's also something about this wall as well, as much as it's keeping in it's keeping sort of predators and disruptive forces out of messing up the garden here. There is a feeling of the wall being built to keep people away, to keep people at arm's length. So on the surface of it, this is somebody who is very happy with their lot, but my feeling is that underneath that there's something hidden, there's something that you can't see, like the squirrel can't see everything that's in front of it here, you know, so that there is something being hidden that ties in very well with these previous two cards. So the High Priestess, you know, trying to work out what the mystery is, and the Heartbreak card, you know, that maybe this depth of feeling is what's being walled in. And it seems to me that this feeling is intensifying as we go through the week. There's a feeling of isolation here, there's a feeling of coldness here, of creating a distance and just having a time out of cutting. Somebody's cutting themselves off from a situation, cutting themselves off from people around them, cutting themselves, or creating distant and being cold and distant from people who care about them. You know, perhaps loyal followers, and these people are waiting, or somebody is waiting to see what they're going to do when this person's going to jump up, and how it is that they're going to how they're going to respond, what action they're going to take, and what kind of mood they're going to be in when they get up, you know. But there's what I'm getting from this card when I look at it is like cold and distant, and the wolves there are just having to wait. They're having to wait. So somebody, either you or somebody else, is waiting for this distance, this isolation to be over. It feels like somebody is worrying about nothing, though. It feels like somebody is really getting themselves freaked out about nothing. There's a feeling of being tied down here, of being hemmed in, of not being able to move, Um, but it's an illusion. It's an illusory card. There is the hands aren't tied at all. There are bindings around the shoulders here, and there are bindings around the legs, and there's the blindfold on. But his hands are loose, and so it's very easy for him just to break free of these ties and to take the blindfold off and to see the reality of the situation and to move forward. There's nothing hurtful or harmful here. Just the accept what's coming from our own feelings, and this is keeping someone from moving forward. Someone is being very stubborn, and I'm looking at the bull in the background there. Someone is being very stubborn about the position that they're taking, and because this is swords, this is to do with it feels like values and beliefs that the person has. They're very deeply rooted into their psyche. It feels like whoever this person is determined to stick to their guns at whatever cost. And this feeling seems to intensify even more as we progress to the weekend, because here we have the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords is just up from the Four of Swords. So the feeling of the Four of Swords is like it's it's cold and distant, but now it's gone one step further in that the person has jumped up and they're fighting their corner. But there's even the wolves are running away. There is no fight going on, because if there were enemies here, they've thrown down their swords, they've thrown in the towel, and it feels like an empty battle is being fought. It's still burning. The fire is there, the passion is still there. It's making sense to someone to carry on, because they still have this sort of burning sense of unfairness and injustice that they felt from before. As we get towards the end of the weekend, though, I think we've got the Nine of Swords here, and this is like all of these swords have been laid down now, and there is a feeling of contemplation. It's a feeling of going within and searching for an answer. There's there's somebody's really unhappy here. Somebody has been hurt. Somebody's been really upset. Somebody has very much been. The phrase that comes to mind is like emotionally bent out of shape. That they've definitely been through the ringer this week for some reason or another. But the answer that they're going within, the answer that they're searching for, is this one, which is the week's overall energy. So all of these blows, all of this mysteriousness, this heartbreak, the feeling that something's missing, being cold and distant, feeling kind of freaked out by it and tied down by it, and there's kind of like a stubborn belief that there's no release from it, and fighting for that particular belief. That the answer really is here and is like right under your nose all of the time. It's like I said, the Lovers reminds us that love is a choice we have every moment of every day. It's not the destination. It's the active creation. And this is what's facing us. I'm saying us because it's part of my zodiac sign as well. So this is the choice that faces all of us this week. Even though things may not be exactly as the ideal, things haven't worked out as we've hoped. Ideally, they don't fit our ideal vision, and we're, perhaps we've had heartbreak before, and this is still very raw, and you know, we're defending that. We're like building a heart around what we've we're building a wall around our heart and around what we've created, the life that we've created for ourselves. But we're also, you know, intuitively we know that something's missing, and that we're missing something, and this is what we're missing. That love heals everything. So there we go, Leo. Those are the messages for this week. I hope you found them useful. I hope they resonated for you. I'll be back again next time with another week ahead reading, and I will see you then. Take care.